Welcome, Ernesto Miranda, to 20 Minutes. I have a few questions today about your most recent case of your rape to this one woman. My first question for you is, explain why you appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court after the Arizona State Court.
I just decided to bring my case up to the Supreme Court because I believed at the time of the arrest that I did not have my rights read to me, and that's against the Constitution.
All right, that's pretty good. Okay, my next question is, how did the Supreme Court decide your case?
The Supreme Court came to their senses and decided that I was innocent because the police officer who arrested me did not read on my rights.
Okay, all right, I believe that. Do you think the judge used more of a judicial activism or a restraint approach?
I believe that the judge used more of a judicial activism approach, even though I confessed to the crimes. I was not wrongly convicted.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ernesto Miranda, for coming to 20 Minutes.
Ernesto Miranda, you're arrested. Get up, son.
Welcome, Alvin Moore, attorney of Ernesto Miranda. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
I'm going to have a few questions for you about the case on Miranda. My first question is, do you think you stepped out of boundaries when you went to the Supreme Court?
Of course not. At the state level, I pleaded for his appeal because he was not stating his Fifth and Sixth Amendments, but the state still accused him and sentenced him to 20 to 30 years in prison. I then appealed to the Supreme Court, who decided to hear his case. The police must protect the Fifth and Sixth Amendments of the people. The court ruled 5-4 in Miranda's favor.
It's a very good answer. My next question is, how do you think the jury reacted when they heard your case?
I believe that the jury thought that my appeal for the convicted was unjust. Once the case was brought up to the Supreme Court, which handles the constitutional rights of the people, most justices knew that without him knowing his rights, they would have fully appealed to his conviction.
All right, sounds good. As Miranda's attorney, are you aware of the effect that your case has on the country and its future?
Yes, I believe that from this case and on, police or any law enforcement officials will be held accountable for everyone's constitutional rights.
Welcome, Arizona State Court Judge. This is 20 Minutes. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing. All right, my first question for you today is, at what point did the case move from local to federal jurisdiction?
Miranda and his attorney demanded a retrial. And you know, I get it. Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, I get it. But what he did was unacceptable. But I've looked over the case, and I'm starting to agree with the Supreme Court. They voted 5-4, so there's really nothing I can do about it now.
I understand that. I see how you can be kind of frustrated.
Yeah, a little bit.
What Miranda did was wrong, but the police broke the Constitution by not stating his rights.
I agree.
Okay, well, I have one more question for you. Do you believe that Miranda deserves any service from the government after what he did?
When he was in my court, I didn't think so. But now that I look over it and I review the case, and I think he should have some help to an extent. But I still think what he did was wrong. But we have to protect our rights.
I agree. Thank you very much. Welcome back, Judge Warren. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. All right, I'm going to have some follow-up questions from the last time. My first question is going to be, what was the exact name of the crime, and could you explain the crime Miranda committed?
Well, Miranda Miranda was charged for rape, kidnapping, and robbery. He kidnapped a 18-year-old girl. He raped her. He was soon caught in his house in Arizona. He was brought to the station, interrogated, and he actually he confessed to the crime. But during that 2-hour-long talk, we never gave him his rights. So that's why we're here today.
What defense did Miranda use in this case?
Miranda said that his rights were never spoken to him, so that's why he started his whole trial.
I understand. Yeah, he did claim that, and he did get appealed. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. I'm gonna have some follow-up questions from the last time. Okay, my first question is gonna be, do you think the officer had a probable cause to arrest you?
Well, I think the officer who arrested me did have a probable cause, but he did not properly take me into custody.
Yes, that's very true. All right, my next question is, were you aware of the due process of law?
I believe I was not aware of the due process of law at the time because the officer did not read me of my rights.
All right. Okay, my next question is, what type of sentence did you receive by the Arizona State Court?
Well, at the time of the case, I was charged with kidnapping and rape.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.